This Shabbos is Shavuos Cotton. It is Shavuos Cotton. We know that the Zman determines the Kriya for Kriyas HaTorah. Pesach, the Kriya is about Pesach. Shavuos is about Shavuos. Sukkot is about Sukkot. Likewise, the Kriya creates a certain aura, certain emanation that brings about the Zman, the Kriya brings this type of aura, so there is a ruchnius, a spiritual impact. So for example, this Shabbos, Parshas Yisro, that we are going to be reading about Matan Torah, the Matan Torah from the Parsha creates a certain aura of Kabbalah, of Nesinas HaTorah and Kabbalah HaTorah for this week. It's a Matan Torah Ze'ira, a Kabbalah HaTorah cotton in that sense. A Shavuos cotton. So it's good to know. It's Hashem. We should take advantage of it as much as possible. You know, the Sfarim say that learning a block Gemara on Shabbos is worth 500 times more than the same blot of Gemara during the week. 500 pam yoter chashuv b'Shabbat mikol oto ha'be'oto hadaf ma shekareh b'meshech ha'shavua. The same thing is for a kapitel Tilim. One Tilim, if a person is written, is worth 500 times more than if it were done during the week. So here we should take him. Kabbalah HaTorah, we should be able to take really advantage of this as such. The fact is this, the Pasuk says, V'ato Yisrael, ma Hashem Elokecha shoel mi'imach, ki m'yoras Hashem Elokecha, v'laleches b'cho dirachav u'lahava osa. What does the Kadosh Baruch Hu want from us? He wants us to have great respect for Him, to be able to have awe for Him. That's what the Kadosh Baruch Hu wants, and to love Him. Now, the Gemara Menachah says, Al tikre mo ela meya. So, the Gemara speaks about meya brachos. But Sfarim speak about as well, meya yomim, 100 days. And it is interesting that from this Parsha, this week, there are 100 days from Yisro until Shavuos. And this is that Tekufa. This is a period of 100 days of serving Hashem me'ahava. Me'ahava. It's a beautiful thing. That here we start dealing immediately. Next week already is Parshas Shkolim. Then Parshas Zohar. Then Parshas Porah. Then Parshas HaChodesh. My, oh my, immediately something very special happening. And then Misha Nichlas Adar, we're already in the midst of, we were in Adar, the Zman of Hatzolah for Klal Yisrael. And then we're in Pesach, the Geula for Klal Yisrael. And then during the Shivas Nekiyim of the 7 weeks of the Shiva Shavuos until Shavuos, this is a Zman of Av, getting close to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, doing mitzvahs in such a way. Sfarim speak about this. So we have a great opportunity, of great siyata d'ishmaya through Ava. Now the fact is, and I won't discuss it tonight, there's a parallel 100 days, and that's going to begin from Rosh Chodesh Tammuz until Yom Kippur, 100 days. And therefore there'll be Avodas Hashem, Dveikas Hashem, Miyira. So we're now in a person that has 2 wings. You know, you can't function. It can be all with Av, or the plane can't get off the ground. But the fact is we have here or there, so therefore the person soars into the heavens. But that's the idea. Now, let's deal with Ahava, and that's the way it is. Baruch Hashem. Okay. I want to deal with now the Indian of Matan Torah itself. And this is something you can take home and share easily as too. Chazal speak about Moshe Rabbeinu going up to the Shemayim. And the Malal Racham say, Ma Yilud Isha doing here? What is a human being doing here? To get the Torah. Torah, as a choshev, it's been in existence, before the world was even created. 974 Doris, before the whole world was created, before Kadosh Baruch created man, the Torah was there. How are you going to give it to a person? The people, they won't keep it properly. So Moshe Rabbeinu has this discussion that HaKadosh Baruch Hu tells him to have, is he's holding on to the Kisei HaKovod to be able to deal with the Malachim. And he says, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, what did you give us in the Torah? You weren't in Mitzrayim to have Anochi Hashem Lekecha. You don't have any other possibility, other gods. You don't have parents. You don't have Lo Sirsach, Lo Sinaf, Lo Signaf. You don't have any of the things. There's no murdering. There's no kidnapping. There's none of these things with you. There's no Yetzer Hara. The Torah's not for you. And they're Moedeh. And that's it. So everybody asked the Shaila. And I'm going to go into that famous Duvna Magid. What was the thinking of the Malachim that they should ever dream that the Torah was theirs? They know all these rayas, all these proofs that Moshe Rabbeinu brings that it's for us, it's for us. They knew this beforehand. What is they telling them? So the Duvna Magid gives a beautiful teretz. You know, the Magid always hits the target. They always ask him, how could you possibly hit the target every time? He says, no problem. There's an archer who used to do this. First he shot the arrow, then he drew the bullseye around it. I do the same thing with my Mishalim. First I decide what I want to say, and then I say it. Fine. So what's the story over here? How could the Malachim, have such a discussion with Moshe Rabbeinu? So, Bekitzer, he gives a story, a mashal, of a beloved rabbi in a very small city with his wife and children. And he felt, the rabbi, that it's time for him to go. He wants to take on a bigger responsibility, touch the lives of more people, etc. He gets permission from his president to interview, and he gets the position in the large shul. And the people in this smaller place really feel bad, but listen, they told him he could go, he could interview, and they give him a party, and everything is wonderful, and they, as sad as they are, and they speak about him, and they give him whatever presents, and he sells his house. And on the day that he's supposed to leave, after selling everything, here he is, picture it. He is standing there, his wife, his children, the boxes, the suitcases, everything, and a wagon. This is still the days of the wagon. The wagon is coming with the horse. And he comes to pick him up and take him with everything to the new position in the large city. And as the horse comes with the wagon and he's there ready to load, the townspeople come around and they circle the rabbi with their arms locked, and they scream, "No, no, never, never! Our rabbi is not going." The horse gets upset, gets spooked, and off it goes, turns around, goes, and the rabbi is humiliated. How can you do this to me? After all the service I've done for years, how can you treat me this way? Anyway, he calls everybody together, and everybody comes to the shul that night, and he speaks to them, he pours his heart out. And in the end, the president gets up, he says, Rabbi, you don't understand. Now remember, this story is here to explain why the Malachim, how could they make their arguments when they knew from the very beginning that they have no possibility of keeping Torah? That's the shayla. I'm going to answer it with this. Says the president when he speaks he says, Rabbi, you don't understand. We did everything for you. We know we can't keep you. We know that you're leaving. But we want them, the people that you're going to, the new city that you're going to. We want them to know how important, how beloved, how choshev you are. That if we could have kept you, we would have kept you. And that's exactly what happened now. The Malachim, they understood that they had no connection to the mitzvahs, but they wanted us, 3,330 years later, to know, as we are here now, that Torah is so choshev, that if the angels in heaven could have kept it, they would have kept it. And therefore we should know, Ashreinu, Matov Chalkeinu, Monoim Gorelenu, that HaKadosh Baruch Hu has seen fit to give us our Torah HaKadosh. And therefore we should love it and learn it and grow in Yitzhak Shel Mechayel El Chayel. A guten Shabbos.